Viewers, look at the picture on your left in the middle of the screen. It's a point of inflection in the long-running tussle for possession of the Gyanvapi complex site. After 31 years, the Varanasi local court awarded Hindus the right to conduct daily Puja in the south cellar of the Gyanvapi mosque. The Puja is not open to the general public. The cellar called the Vyas Ka Tekhana was once open to all. The reason there is a restriction is because the court is aware that if masses throng, there might be propensity for heartburn, and therefore, viewers, it might lead to social tension. So only the family, the Vyas family, priests for generations, are to conduct the puja. For some reason, some such as appeasement, the cellar was locked down by the Mulayam Singh administration in 1993. The Muslim side is upset with the Varanasi Court and approached the High Court in an unsuccessful bid to halt the puja, which they believe is insightful. While the court dismissed their arguments, it is worth reminding our viewers of the grounds on which the Muslim side wanted an interim stay on the puja. They said that no evidence that a mandir was demolished to build a mosque. Let me draw them up on your screens, viewers. Those are the points. Islam does not allow the seizing of land to build mosques, and therefore, at some level, because the ground is kosher, the mosque is quite clearly, viewers, at least in their view, legitimate. Varanasi District Court, they say, has taken a hasty decision by allowing the prayers. The Muslim side was not allowed to place detailed arguments. The courts must rule on the basis of facts, not faith. The Places of Worship Act is an important law to prevent disputes. They said that the order has hurt the confidence of minorities in the judicial system. Let me read that once again. The order has hurt the confidence of minorities in the judicial system. This has been alleged. And then there was an open declaration. Of course, anyone is free to make it. The mosque minders say that they will pursue the matter to the Supreme Court to get justice. Of course, viewers, our democracy allows for redressal. Our constitution does too. Now, one of the reasons perhaps the court hasn't stayed the puja is because the weight of history, it favors the Hindus, at least in this particular case. When we talk about the weight of history, let me run you through what stacks up in favor of the Hindu side. Sculptural remains in the cellars indicate that a Hindu temple existed. Inscriptions in Devanagari, Granth, Telugu, Kannada scripts have been found. Names of deities like Janardhana and Rudra drawn on the site. Pre-existing structure was probably destroyed in the 17th century. And how do we know this, viewers? Because there was a structure standing there. It's been detailed by a large number of chroniclers of history who are neither Hindu nor Muslim. Parts of the pre-existing structure was reused for the expansion of the mosque. And it's quite clear in the architecture. Present central chamber and main entrance part of existing structure, which the ASI concludes could only have been part of a Hindu structure. It isn't just the abject disregard for historical truths that is raising eyebrows. The Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid Committee, which looks after the affairs of the Gyanvapi Mosque, called for a bandh today in the town. The effect of the bandh was visible in market areas in Dal Mandi, Nai Sadak, Nadesar and Ardal Bazaar. There was a palpable tension that hung in the air. Paramilitary forces had to be called in to ensure that tensions didn't lead to any disturbances, communal or otherwise. Other stirs were organized by other stakeholders in different parts of the country, including the Parliament complex, where IUML MPs protested the court orders suggesting that the judicial system was biased. These protests, of course, have raised concerns among many in the Hindu ecosystem, where many have questioned the need to stir on the streets, protest on the streets, while the matter was being arbitrated in the courts. Could these protests that may evoke fear in Muslim minds or heighten a sense of siege lead to an unwarranted and possibly violent backlash? Who will be responsible for such an inflammatory eventuality? And if the court's motives are being questioned every step of the way, can a just solution be ever arrived at? Fundamental questions, viewers, and let's, without delay, ask some of these questions, because it is in the interest to calm, viewers, of social harmony, to calm people down a little bit, and also expose those who are perhaps using this issue to try and corral support amongst the Muslim community. So let's go straight across to our panel this evening. Viewers, I want to first begin with the AIMIM representative, the national spokesperson of the AIMIM, Varis Pathan Saab. Mr. Pathan, you're a lawyer, and clearly we know that the main stakeholders have submitted themselves to arbitration in court, and the matter is progressing. The orders are being given by the court, they're reasoned, and I presume that the court has reached its conclusions because it has examined the arguments on both sides, applied wisdom and mind, and then adjudicated the issue. Then why are we moving towards the streets, calling for bands, turning the tap of recrimination to stir emotions? Would that not be counterproductive?
Well, Rahul, good evening to you and to my co-panelists. Let me start by saying the Anjuman Intizamiya Committee's lawyer, and we also say and reiterate that the order passed by the Varanasi Court is per se illegal, bad in law, and is violation of Places of Worship Act 1991. See, the same judge, 15 days prior to passing this order, has appointed the district magistrate as a receiver, but no order was passed to offer puja. On the last day of his retirement, he passes this order, and 7 days time is given. The other side don't even wait for 7 hours, and they immediately go and start preparation for the puja doing that. The court, the Anjuman Intizamiya moved the Honorable Supreme Court. The Supreme Court directed that kindly move the Allahabad High Court as a due process of law. They moved the Allahabad High Court, and unfortunately or fortunately, whatever may be this court's order, that interim order is not given to them and the puja is allowed. And I am sure, and the Muslim Personal Law Board has also made a statement that they will be filing an appeal before the Honorable Supreme Court very soon. But Rahul, let me bring it before notice of the entire nation. Why was the intent? What was the intent of the Parliament, or what was the intent of the country when Places of Worship Act 1991 was brought forth? The intention was clear that all the monuments, the structures, religious places prior to 15 August 1947, they are there. You cannot change the nature and character of those things. It was very clear. During the Babri issue also, we were apprehending that such kind of things might come out. The courts have passed order, but the order was passed on the basis of faith and not on the basis of evidence, because the Supreme Court has stated even at that time that there is no evidence to show or suggest that a temple was destroyed to build a mosque. They also furthermore stated that the ASI report could not be taken into consideration, that some idols had emerged. Further, they went and said that the act of demolishing the mosque was a criminal act. People were arrested, but they were acquitted, and the BJP did not file even an appeal against them. Had there been the Babri Masjid present on the day when the Supreme Court passed the judgment, I think today the order would have been totally different, and today the things would have been different. That time everything was settled. So why bring up this issue? Why bring up this issue when already prayers have been offered there? Today being a Friday prayers were offered there at the Gyanvapi, Wazu was performed. Though the sealing was done of that Wazu Khana earlier, the courts have directed the people of the trustees that kindly make special arrangement for Wazu to be done. That was an earlier court's order. So why bring the nation again to the era of 1992? Why create hatred? And we are apprehending that a situation like 6 December might appear in our country. That might also happen because during that relevant time also affidavits were filed in the court. And on 6 December, they demolish our mosque with a conspiracy.
Okay, Mr. Pathan.
We still say that was the black day in the democracy of our country.
That's all fine. But Mr. Pathan, you gave us a very lengthy response. I hope you appreciate that I've been patient even though you didn't answer my question. Fine, you have all these issues.
Yes.
Go to the Supreme Court. Go to the courts. Why go to the street is what I'm asking you. Why call on community to boycott, to shut down commerce, create a sense of exalted victimhood and a siege mentality? Why are you doing this? I have asked you a very pointed question. I'm not stopping you from moving every court. In fact, all 30,000 matters should go to court. Let the court decide. Let the state decide. I am asking you see these pictures? You see these pictures on your screen? It looks as if we are living in a battle zone. Things are shut down. This doesn't look as if, and this is an idea, is to sort of stir up some sort of an emotion. Why? When the courts are looking at it, why are you fanning communal flames?
No.
Well, yes, what is that? Why is the Intizamiya that is in court going to the street?
Right.
To go to the street?
Yes, I am saying peaceful protesting is a fundamental right guaranteed to us by the Constitution of India. Everybody, you, me, everybody can protest peacefully.
Okay, Mr.
They were
Varis
protesting
Pathan.
peacefully because
Mr.
20 crore Muslims have been today feel that they have been betrayed. 20 crore people feel that our masjid might be taken away. We have lost our one masjid through a conspiracy and we don't want that the other masjid also be taken away by in such a way by conspiracy. So we are legally protesting, peacefully protesting. We are peacefully. The order that is challenging the Supreme Court, Muslim Personal Law Board and the lawyers have made a statement that they will be challenging the order in the Honorable Supreme Court.
Well,
let the Supreme Court decide. But it seems the Varanasi Court has already given a final order.
Okay, fair.
That you can perform puja. Is it not a final order, Rahul? Is it not a final order?
No, 1 second. 1 second. I am not stopping you, sir, from going to the Supreme Court. Why are you going to the street?
Yes.
Why are you rousing passions? Why is the Intizamiya behaving like a political party? Wait, either you be in court or you then protest and be on the street. No, wait one second. The gentleman just said on our show, the SC verdict was a conspiracy, quote unquote, a conspiracy. Is he implying that there were 5 judges who sat conspiratorially and fixed the verdict? Viewers, this is serious matter. This is, I'm sorry. But look at the message that is going out via Varis Pathan.
Did I say so? Did I say so?
These are your quotes.
Did I say so?
There
was a conspiracy.
I noted.
I say the Supreme Court. No. Don't misquote me. Okay. Don't misquote me, Rahul. Now allow me to make my point.
Please.
Don't misquote me.
I know. Now it's suddenly struck you that you're in contempt.
By the Supreme Court was on the basis of faith and not on the basis of evidence.
No, you use the word conspiracy. I can rewind this tape.
Not infallible.
You use the word conspiracy anyhow, sir. I'm not going to harp on it because I don't take it seriously. I'm not going to harp on it. I'm sure it was a... Okay,
no,
Mr. Pathan, it might have been a slip of tongue on your part. I'll give you the benefit of doubt. But you use the word conspiracy. You use this word.
I know what
SC verdict was a conspiracy, quote unquote. Okay, now the last time
at my disposal, I am making my point.
Okay, so good. Okay,
with all humility and command I am making, I am saying that I did not say that.
Let me bring
I say Supreme Court is supreme but not infallible. The judgment was passed on the basis of belief and faith and not on the basis of evidence. And I quoted the judges saying that I quote from the judgment that don't have to make a mosque.
You are witness to the man using the word conspiracy. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to ring up
those people
the
who
justice
conspired and
say
demolish
that
our
look, he
mosque.
said
I'm
this.
talking about those
1 minute.
people.
Let me just open this up.
The Supreme Court legal luminary has just now said that the Supreme
I'm glad
Court
you clarified. I'm glad you clarified. It's okay.
I don't want to quote the senior Supreme Court advocate. He has just recently in an interview said that.
Okay.
So I don't want to quote him.
Varis Pathan, okay. You've spoken a lot. Let Dr. Ranganathan also come in. There's Rahul Ishwar. There are others. There's Champak Kalita and Muhammad Al Suhail also there with us. So let's open this up. Okay, Dr. Ranganathan, what do you make of this dog whistling that is going on now on the streets? I find that a little disturbing. Are they within their rights? Of course they are, but should they be exercising them in a sort of insidious way?
Rahul, this is nothing new. This has gone on for more than 1,000 years. First of all, we have to accept that. I have 4 points to make. Number one, my elder brother Varis Pathan Sahib is there. Let me just remind him that these issues, reclamation as one may call it, is not religious at all. It is civilizational. We are doing it for my Hindu ancestors and for Varis Pathan Sahib's Hindu ancestors. So this is something that has to be done for the memory of कोई हंस चुके हैं उनके भी हिंदू एंसेस्टर्स के लिए कर रहे हैं वो अलग बात है नंबर 2 Farid Pathan Saab is my elder brother I've said it repeatedly but he is walking on extremely thin ice he said the Supreme Court Ayodhya judgment was based on faith and not on facts that is he should be glad that I am against the criminal contempt of court but that right there is a criminal contempt of court I am sure he has read the judgment it is a title suit it cannot be based on matters of faith. It is perfunctorily based on the facts that were available both by the ASI as well as by all parties regarding the title suit. Now, number 3, we have seen as in the case of Ayodhya, as in the case of Gyanvapi Rahul, the bundle of lies that have been thrown by the Muslim side and the leftist Islamist conglomerate. The Allahabad Court judgment of 2010 laced with the Ayodhya judgment Supreme Court 2019 lays this absolutely bare that every one of those so-called exalted historians lied through their teeth and they quivered in front of the judges and said, my lord, I am not a historian, I am not an expert, my testimony should not be counted, this, that, everything came to nothing. As a Hindu place of worship was discovered and adjudicated to have been there under the Babri. Right now, let me give you an evidence in the Kashi Vishwanath case, the recent ASI survey. Now this Anjuman Intizamiya, these people have been saying all along that Gyanvapi Masjid was built by Akbar. There is a plaque that has been discovered, Rahul, and I tweeted it and you also tweeted it. By the ASI survey, the plaque says this mosque was built in the 20th regnal year of Aurangzeb, that means 1676. The Gyanvapi mosque itself has that plaque. So these people are lying through their teeth. Now, final thing, and this is important. Ultimately, this is not a Sharia court. This is not a Sharia country. This is not a Muslim Rashtra or a Hindu Rashtra. We have a semblance and a very fine semblance. It is also of judiciary. People here go to the court. So I am in a way happy that the Muslim side may be happy or unhappy, but they will respect the court's verdict like they respected the Ayodhya judgment. And Varis Pathan Sahib, I want to hear from his mouth that yes, Varis will say right now, yes, like I accepted the 2019 Ayodhya judgment, I will also accept, because it is bound to go to the Supreme Court, I will accept the Supreme Court Gyanvapi judgment, whichever way it goes. Say it, Varis Pathan Sahib. Say it.
Well, let the matter be heard by the Honorable Supreme Court. Let the entire suit be decided. Whatever judgment comes, everybody is there. We accepted the judgment of Ayodhya. We accepted the judgment during Babri era as well, my friend.
The other side, that is what is dangerous in this country. Just say it. What is wrong with saying it? That you will accept the Supreme Court judgment?
Everybody has to accept the judgment given by the Supreme Court. Every person should accept the judgment given by the Honorable Supreme Court.
Fine.
We accepted the judgment during the Babri era as well. But do this BJP accept that during Sabarimala what happened? Everybody saw. Did they accept the judgment given in the Sabarimala case? Ask Rahul Ishwar. He is sitting on your channel. Rahul Ishwar is sitting on your channel. Ask him that time. He was very much present during that time.
My God.
Congress did not.
Let me first come in.
Congress overturned it. If the BJP was so worried about Sabrimala, or worried about Hindu cause, did it overturn the Sabrimala judgment? No, it didn't.
So let me just, one second, Rahul Ishwar, just 1 second, just 30 seconds. Look, let me just very quickly. Look, there are curative petitions that can be filed in the Supreme Court. They can be review petitions. People, as I have said, should go through the rigors of the court. But viewers, when you have people taking to the streets calling for bans, then what are you doing? You are undermining confidence in the court. You are silently telling a whole group of people that they are being done out of justice, so they must protest at every stage. What does that do, viewers? It prompts a backlash. The Hindus will then want to assert themselves. They will come out on the streets. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and there will be...
Just one submission.
Yeah.
See, in Shabbat case, we went with our folded hands and we begged to implore to Honorable Supreme Court, and Supreme Court was magnanimous enough to listen it again. And they, they certainly changed their position into a 3-2 verdict, which again favored us. So that's a different thing. Let's not compare apples to oranges. Here, there are only two submissions. One, we Hindus and Muslims jointly defeated the largest empire in human history, British. Can't we talk as mature individuals in regarding 2 or 3 Janmasthans or 2 or 3 special places of, or more special places? Can't we talk it out? Can't there be a consensus regarding these kind of things? Shouldn't there be a bhaichara and harmony when we deal with such things? There are some facts of history, like Pujaniya Sarsang Chalak rightly said, you need not go in search of a shivling under every mosque, but there are some spaces which are Janmasthan considered sacred. Shouldn't we be talking about this rather than shying away? Rather than any kind of a confrontation, shouldn't we have some kind of a reconciliation where we talk about such things and settle those matters? K.K. Muhammad, who himself is from an Indian Muslim community, rightly pointed out that Kashi and Madura hold some special significance. Why don't you talk about it? So shouldn't there be such discussions? I was proud to go to Danipur Mosque. I had a great privilege of visiting there. We from Kerala take pride in the fact that we have one of the oldest Muslim communities in the world. So with harmony, happiness and brotherhood, shouldn't we be able to talk about these kind of contentious things and not leave it to our future generations? Can't we talk about such things rather than calling for a bandh, rather than calling for a confrontation? Shouldn't our seniors sit and discuss these things and find some kind of an amicable solution? Is that not what statecraft is? Is that not what
Okay. Let me ask Mr. Champak Kalita. Mr. Champak Kalita, right now, the Intizamiya has gone to court saying that land was not seized for the mosque. That is what they have said, Mr. Kalita. I want to ask you, if that is the case, where is the proof that the wakf was formed? Can you show me one document with regards to the Gyanvapi mosque that establishes that a wakf was formed to build a mosque? In other words, that the ground on which the mosque has come up was pure, was kosher.
First of all, I am not comfortable in English. I want to speak in colloquial Hindi. I am from Assam.
No, please, sir, speak in whichever language, but please answer my question, that's all.
देखिए, जहां तक हमारा नजरिया है, तो एक राहत इंदौरी का एक शेर है कि सरहद में तनाव है क्या, जरा पता तो करो मुल्क में चुनाव है क्या। तो ये इसके साथ कोई आस्था उस्था का कोई लेन देन नहीं है। ये मंदिर मस्जिद तो बस निशाना बहाना है, ये चुनाव जितना निशाना है। और बाकी मैं बीच में बोल दूं, ये वारिस पठान साहब ने जो बोला है कि कंस्पिरेसी, वो पता नहीं क्यों बोल रहे हैं।
One second, just 1 second, Mr. Kalita, please don't say these things. The matter has been, the Gyanvapi matter has been in court since the 1930s. There was no BJP then. There was not even a Jansangh then. Okay. So this matter is being prosecuted by 5 women, 5 devouts who are looking to reinstate their right to pray at the Gyanvapi complex and seeking a reclamation of the temple. This has got nothing to do with BJP. This is not being done just because there's a 2024 election. So please don't make irresponsible statements. I can give you a lot of time, but don't do this. Don't sit here and fan the fires. I will not allow it on this channel. So I'm asking you, sir, simple question.
आपकी चैनल है, आपकी चैनल है, मैं निकल जाता हूँ।
आपसे मैं एक सवाल पूछता हूँ।
मैं निकल जाता हूँ। आपकी चैनल है, मैं निकल जाता हूँ। मैं निकल जाता हूँ। नहीं, आपने बोला कि अलाउ नहीं करूंगा। मैं एक सियासी तंजीम का तर्जमान हूँ और मुझे अगर नहीं बोल
ये नहीं कि आप कोई भी आप कोई भी इररिस्पॉन्सिबल स्टेटमेंट बोलना शुरू करें और आप यहाँ आग लगा के चले जाएं और आप आग लगा के चले जाएं। That cannot be। आप मेरे जवाब दीजिए मेरे सवाल का। मैंने आपको एक स्पष्ट सवाल पूछा है, मैंने आपको हिस्ट्री का लेसन नहीं मांगा।
कलिता साहब, बीजेपी की तरफ से मुझे लोडेड क्वेश्चन पूछोगे तो अलग बात है।
If you want to answer my question, you are free to do so, sir. You have time. I'm asking you a simple question. कायदे से अगर मामला कोर्ट के दायरे में है, if the matter is in court, why are people seeking justice on the streets? इसको सड़क पे क्यों ला रहे हैं इस मुद्दे को, जब वो कोर्ट में?
देखिए आप जो बोल रहे हैं कि 1930 वाली बात, तो 1930 में तो भारत में संविधान ही नहीं था, 1930 में तो वर्षिप एक्ट 1991 भी नहीं था। तो आप बोल रहे हो तो आपका सब सही, मेरा सब गलत। तो ये कह रहा हूं, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि वारिस पठान साहब बोल रहे हैं कि कंस्पिरेसी, जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जज जाके राज्यसभा का मेंबर हो जाएगा बीजेपी का, तो वो कंस्पिरेसी लगेगी ना। हमने नहीं कहा कि कंस्पिरेसी है, लेकिन लगता है जस्टिस होने से नहीं होगा।
आपकी जो सीटें हैं असम में, आप उनके कंस्टिट्यूएंट्स को आप एड्रेस कीजिए जाके असम में। मैं यहां पर आपको एक नेशनल लेवल का क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूं। I'm not going to waste my time getting engaged in a pointless discussion. Our time is precious. Let me bring in. Okay. Kalita has gone off on a bender. Let me bring in Mr. Sohail, who is also not somebody who is known to be extremely rational. Let me put it politely. आसिफ सोहेल साहब, आपसे अब मैं पूछ लेता हूं, एक जो सिंपल मैटर जो कमिटी हैज रेज्ड, it has said that look, this particular mosque has not come up on a site where the land was seized, because Islam does not allow the seizing of land to build mosques. I'm not saying it. This is what the plea is saying of the committee, Intezamiya committee. Now, if that is the case, because the Supreme Court has asked, can you please show us any documentation that proves that a wakf was formed? Why is it that this particular committee does not have the document? Can you explain this?
Sir, देखिए, आपको तो वक्फ एक्ट मालूम होना चाहिए, जहां पर जब मस्जिद बनी होती है, दैट्स कम अंडर द वक्फ, ठीक है, यू डोंट रिक्वायर एनीथिंग। और यहाँ पे वो स्टेट की वक्फ बोर्ड की तरफ से जो उसको सैलरी दी जा रही थी, दैट्स कम्स अंडर द वक्फ बोर्ड। और देखिए, आप जब बता रहे हैं कि इसका पेपर मांगने की, कि ऐसे हजारों मसाजिद बने हैं हिंदुस्तान में, ऐसे कई हजारों मंदिर बने हैं, चर्च बने हैं, इसीलिए तो स्पेशल वर्शिप एक्ट को लाया गया है ना सर। देखिए, मेरी बात तो कंप्लीट करने दीजिए सर, लेट मी फिनिश इट ऑफ, लेट मी कंक्लूड। तो देखिए, अब आप रही बात, जब अब ये चीज की बात हो रही है कि लोगों अपनी तकलीफ को जाहिर कर रहे हैं एक डेमोक्रेटिक वे से बंद कर, जब देखिए कोर्ट ने तो उन्हें जाकर ताले तोड़कर जो हो सो पूजा करने की इजाजत नहीं दी थी ना, वहां पे मूर्तियां रखने की इजाजत नहीं दी थी।
Let me just flip this around. One second, Mr. Sohail, if you believe so much in the power of protest, can I ask you a question? If supposing outside all the contested mosques, hundreds and thousands of Hindus gather, they encircle these mosques and they say, हम तो यहाँ बैठ के एक sit-in करेंगे and we will not allow anyone to go in. Peaceful. वेरी पीसफुल। काफी पॉलिटिशियंस आजकल ईडी के ऑफिस के आसपास एकदम दायरा लगा देते हैं, दे सर्कल द ईडी ऑफिस, दे डोंट लेट एनीवन इन एंड दे से वी आर बीइंग गांधीयन। इफ दैट वर टू हैपन, वुड यू टेक इट एज अ प्रोवोकेशन सर, और वुड यू से दैट दे हैव द राइट एंड दे शुड डू व्हाट दे आर डूइंग?
I'll answer you, sir. सर देखिए, हिंदुस्तान का हिंदू मस्जिद को घेरा कभी नहीं करेगा और हिंदुस्तान का मुसलमान मंदिर को कभी घेरा नहीं करेगा। ये जो करने वाले हिंदुस्तान सोच रखने वाले लोग हैं और उनको उन्हीं के तरीके से जवाब दिया जाएगा बराबर। ये मुल्क में हिंदू मुसलमान साथ मिलकर चलते हैं सर, मैं वही बता रहा हूँ आपको। देखिए, मैं हमेशा यही बोलता हूँ, बाबरी मस्जिद को हिंदुओं ने नहीं तोड़ा है, बाबरी मस्जिद को हिंदुओं ने नहीं तोड़ा है। मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, एक हिंदुत्व सोच जो एक अपना एक पॉलिटिकल चीज को लेकर आने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे हैं, वो चीज की वजह से हुई है।
तो मैं आपसे एक चीज पूछूं, मैं आपसे एक चीज पूछूं, ठीक है वो हिंदुत्व सोच है, वो ठीक है। सोहेल साहब एक मिनट
डिवीजन मत लाइए,
एक मिनट, मैं डिवीजन नहीं ला रहा, मैं आपसे एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूं, ठीक है वो हिंदुत्व सोच की वजह से बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ा गया, तो ये जो तमाम जो टेम्पल्स तोड़े गए कई सालों में, वो किस सोच से तोड़े गए? व्हाट व्यू, what ideology rationalized the destruction of thousands of Hindu temples over the last years? Can you explain to me? ठीक है वो तो हिंदुत्व सोच थी।
नहीं सर, कहां पे तोड़े गए? आजादी से पहले की अगर बात कर रहे हैं, संविधान नहीं बना गया था सर, मुझे बताइए। आजादी से पहले आप हम भारतीयों पे भी जुल्म किया गया, क्या आप ब्रिटिशर के खिलाफ लड़ेंगे अब जाकर? आप मुझे बताइए, उनके ऊपर भी पिटीशंस डालेंगे सर? ये कोई वो नहीं है ना, थोड़ी सी सेंस की बात है हमारी इसके ऊपर।
फैक्ट पे आपको इंटरजेक्ट कर
बराबर मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपको, मैं
फैक्ट पे आपको इंटरजेक्ट कर रहे हैं। यस डॉक्टर रंगनाथन, व्हाट्स द फैक्ट?
आपकी बहुत कदर करता हूं, लेकिन जैसे ये कह रहे हैं ना आजादी से पहले तोड़े गए, औरंगजेब ने तोड़े, ये 208 temples have been damaged in Kashmir since 1990 in 2 decades. ये आजादी से पहले नहीं, राहुल प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड।
No, and can I also add to that? If you're talking about Kashmir, Dr. Ranganathan, the names of places that were too Hindu were also changed after independence.
1 second.
In Kashmir. Okay,
yes.
So there has been a complete evisceration there also. So मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ वो कौन सी सोच थी?
That is why for Sohail साहब to say कि ये सब आजादी से पहले हुआ अब नहीं हो रहा है, it is completely wrong. ये चलता रहेगा। This is a
बराबर चलता रहेगा सर। देखिए
सर, I did not interrupt. आप मुझे काउंटर, आप मुझे बाद में, हाँ थैंक यू। तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, ये जो 1300 साल से चला आ रहा है, ये हुबल के टाइम से चला आ रहा है। हुबल की मूर्तियां प्लीज पता लगाइए किसने, ये अपने मेरे पठान साहब है, इनको पता होगा, ये शायद बोलना ना चाहे पब्लिकली, लेकिन ये 1300 साल से चला आ रहा है राहुल। दिस इज नॉट गोइंग टू एंड, एंड फॉर सोहेल साहब टू से, टू मिसलीड योर ऑडियंस बाय सेइंग ऑल दिस हैपेंड ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ योर एंड बिफोर इंडिपेंडेंस, आई जस्ट गेव यू द एविडेंस। 208 temples were demolished and damaged in Kashmir after 1990. The good thing, that's why I say you can demolish whatever you want. Ultimately,
सर मैं जवाब दूंगा सर, allow me to reply. सर देखिए, मैं आपको वही बोल रहा हूँ। अरे सर बात कर दीजिए सर, इतनी बड़ी स्क्रिप्ट मत पढ़िए आप, बात खत्म करने दीजिए। Let's not go on that.
Okay, gentlemen, we're all speaking over each other. We're all speaking.
Sir, allow me 60 seconds. Allow me 60 seconds.
I'm hearing 3 voices. One second. Let's go one by one. Let's go one by one. Dr. Ranganathan, make your quick point. Then Varis Pathan, then Mr. Sohail, and then Rahul Ishwar. Yes. 30 seconds.
Quick point.
Yeah.
Yes. Even less than that. Quick point was Islam sanctions the demolition of idols. It is celebrated. Demolition of temples. Let that be. That's not going to change. What needs to be done is by force or by legalese, Muslims of this country will have to accept the Supreme Court judgment. That is what is of primary importance.
Okay.
Just one second.
One second. I'll come to you one by one. Varis Pathan, yes, you wanted to make a point. Please make your point.
Just now my very good friend Anand Ranganathan said that in Kashmir 280 temples were destroyed. See, nobody has a right to take law into their own hands. Whatever is there, the courts of will take place. In Kashi itself, more than 150 temples were demolished to make the Kashi corridor. What due process of law you adopted to reclaim those temples?
Rahul,
more than 150 temples have been demolished for making Kashi corridor. So there is during that era, Rahul, the rule was of sword. No constitution was there during that time. He's talking about 1300 years. No, there was a rule of sword. Every ruler who came.
Okay, Varis Pathan, you made a point. Let me bring
now we have a constitution.
Okay. On that point, Dr.
What about the Kashi corridor temples?
Okay, about the destruction of temples to make way for the corridor. Yes.
इसीलिए मैं कहता हूं पठान साहब के क्लाइंट्स उनको सुनना नहीं चाहिए टीवी पे, क्योंकि अगर वो सुनते हैं तो अगले दिन जज से कहते हैं जज साहब मैं खुद लड़ लूंगा केस. You know, when Pathan साहब is talking about hundreds of temples that have been demolished to make way for corridor, Hundreds of thousands of temples and mazars and churches and gurdwaras are demolished routinely to make way for highways and train tracks.
No,
There
you
is a
spoke
context
about
to
Kashmir, so I gave a reference.
Arey,
They were
sir, that
demolished
was an act of
because-
vandalism.
No, you
This
spoke
is an
about
act
Kashmir,
of-
so I spoke about Kashi.
I'm
Rahul,
sorry
just one
to
More
say
than
this.
150
This is a
temples were
ridiculous
demolished for Kashi
example,
corridor.
a ridiculous analogy that is being used, viewers. It's not as
For
if
you it
anyone
may
was-
be ridiculous, but for us it's an evidence.
Just one submission.
Arey,
It
bhai,
is an evidence before the entire nation that the
Arey-
people have seen with their own eyes. The 150 plus temples were
Pathan sahab,
demolished in
you're
Kashi
using two
itself
very
for
different-
making the
Okay,
Kashi
one
corridor.
second. There was a context in which that statement was made, which
Pathan
is
साहब के client हैं।
which
नहीं,
is-
पठान साहब के client हैं। नहीं,
In that
पठान साहब के
context, I
client
made
हैं।
this reference.
right. Okay, one second. Okay, one second.
Yes,
Anand is my
Suhail,
client.
Mr.
By the way,
Suhail,
Anand
okay.
Raghunath is my client.
Okay, that's great. I wish both of you luck. One second. Mr. Sohail, just very quickly.
And he has not removed me till yet. He has not removed me. I am still fighting his case.
रंगनाथन
One second. Mr. Sohail, look.
सर मैं
one second, I'm asking you a
let me
simple
finish
question.
सर मुझे बात तो खत्म करने दीजिए आप
अरे।
मुझे देखिए आनंद रंगताल ने बताया कि हमारे एंसेस्टर कहां से देखिए हम सब मानते हैं आपके और हमारे एंसेस्टर प्रॉफिट आदम अलैहिस्सलाम जो सो पीस बी अपॉन है
Okay,
हम मानते हैं
I'm not going
तो
down
जिसको
this.
हम
One
नजरअंदाज नहीं
second.
कर रहे
Rahul
हैं।
Ishwar,
और सर,
Rahul-
like,
okay, shut
रही
down,
बात-
shut down.
देखिए,
Please, this is all
हमारे-
extraneous to this
हमारा
conversation.
दीन में-
Yes,
सर,
one second,
हमारे
one
दीन
second.
में
Rahul
देखिए,
Ishwar,
हम बुत परस्त
please,
नहीं
I
हैं।
don't,
सर,
please
आप-
lower
आप-
everyone's
आप-
faders.
आप- 13 साल-
I do
Asif
not
sir.
want cacophony. I made this very clear. Okay,
Asif sir.
Rahul Ishwar, very
Sir,
quickly,
just one
30 seconds,
submission.
I need to move.
See,
on. Yes.
I'm a Gandhian Hindu. I believe in pluralism and harmony, and I am proud to go to offer my respect to a mosque before going to Sabrimala. But there are some issues we need to talk. Kashi is a contentious issue. Mathura is a contentious issue. Let us talk about this rather than confuse the issues. We need bhaichara, harmony. There is no doubt. We need Hindu-Muslim unity. There is no doubt. But there are some pending issues we should be honest about. We should be ethical about. Let us talk about those issues and solve it rather than passing it on to another generation. Rather
Yeah,
than
so
confusing.
that is
rather
very
than
well
misinforming.
taken.
Let
That
us talk
advice is
about
very well taken, and that's exactly what is happening. We are going to court to settle matters in a democratic, legally binding, hopefully, and lawful way. No one is sitting on top of anyone's head, dictating terms or holding a pistol to anyone's temple. The point is, viewers, the point is, when people decide to take another route, which could spin off and create a situation where one particular side begins to feel that the entire machinery of the state, through disinformation, is weighing against them, it breaks down trust. And viewers, we have seen in society after society, the best democracies in the world, when trust starts breaking down, there is large scale breakdown of law and order. We cannot afford that. So we must come up with a strategy, viewers, to block out. Whether you're Hindus or you're Muslims, block out these people who are trying to build for themselves little vote banks by telling you, shut down your shops, hit the streets, protest. Your protesting, your shutdown of shops, etc., is only going to inflame passions. It's only going to bring out the Hindus from the other side. It will lead to pullulation of the issue. And even the courts will find it difficult. Let's not go down that route, viewers. And hire better lawyers.